Hi, you guys. Tiffany Finley here from the Finley Life. Happy Friday. Um, just wanted to hop on and just share a little bit about how I'm preparing for the anniversary of my miscarriage. Um, I miscarried last year, November 22nd, 2017. And so that anniversary date is coming up, and it'll be coming up next Thursday on Thanksgiving. So it's going to be interesting. I'm sure it'll be a bittersweet day. Um, but yeah, and so I just wanted to share. Um, First of all, let me share just a little bit, just in case there's, um, someone watching who's not familiar with my journey, with my story. I currently have a 5-year-old who was birthed via frozen embryo transfer, as I was diagnosed with PCOS in my mid 20s before getting married. And so I knew about this diagnosis. And then after getting married, when my husband and I were ready to conceive, we knew that we need help. And so um, we started trying, officially trying. We tried a little bit in, I think, 2011, maybe. Was it 2011? Yeah, we tried a little bit in 2011. Um, no, in 2010. I'm sorry. We tried a little bit in 2010, around the end of 2010, around August, maybe. It may have been October or November. We kind of tried some Clomid with a particular OBGYN at the time, with my OBGYN, and it just didn't work at all. Um, and we were unsuccessful with that. So then we moved on to a reproductive endocrinologist and started doing some IUIs, some IUIs first. We started with IUI first after I work up and, confirming the diagnosis and everything. Um, we started with IUI first, intrauterine insemination, and we were successful twice. We were successful in August of 2011, but that ended in miscarriage. The end of August 2011. I think we found out at the beginning of August of 2011, but then we found out that it was a tubal miscarriage, and so I was given methotrexate to for that pregnancy, and so that was August of 2011, and then we kind of took a break, and then we started again, and I found out that I was pregnant. I think in like January, um, yeah, like around the end of January, but then we found out again that it was another ectopic miscarriage, and so this time I needed to have a laparoscopy done, an emergency laparoscopy. And this particular emergency laparoscopy took place on February 13th, I think, the day before Valentine's Day, um, to remove the baby and the fetus out of my tubes. And at that particular time, while they were in there, while the doctors were in there, they discovered that I had some tubal blockage. Um, that my right was severely scarred and the left was blocked. And so um, at this point, our reproductive endocrinologist wanted us to move forward with IVF and vitro fertilization. So that's what we did. And I got something in my hair, I don't know if it is. And so that's what we did. And so as a result, my now 5-year-old was born via frozen embryo transfer. We did our first round of IVF in May of 2012. A fresh cycle. We transferred 2 embryos, and those didn't take. We were unsuccessful with the first round. And then we did a frozen embryo transfer where they thaw out a frozen, embryo. And that particular embryo took, which is our now miracle baby. Um, and so he's 5 now, and he was born 25-week micropreemie. So I know I always share this, but just for those who may be watching for the first time who didn't know that little bit of information, I just decided to go ahead and share that again. Um, so here we are. Presently, Caleb is 5. He's about to be 6 next month, and So we've been believing God for baby number two. And so I conceived naturally on my own. Well, my husband and I conceived naturally on our own in October last year. We found out October 31st that we were pregnant, super excited, and on Halloween. And unfortunately, it ended in miscarriage the day before Thanksgiving. We were at the doctor's having a D&C. And so, as you can imagine, last year, this time for me was just very emotional, heartbreaking, confusing. I was angry, didn't understand why, blamed God, if I can be honest and very transparent. I had a moment where I did blame God, and I don't currently blame Him now, but in that moment of the rawness of my emotions after a miscarriage, I blamed God and just really had a lot of questions, and it really shook my faith. And so, yeah, so that took place in November of last year. And so here we are a year later. Um, Next Thursday, a week, um, yeah, a week from now. Well, today is Friday, but next Thursday will be the anniversary of our miscarriage. And so I am preparing myself, um, or have been preparing myself for the anniversary of that. Um, on October 31st, which is when we initially found out that we were pregnant um, last year. Um, we were excited. And so this year, when October 31st came around, um, I had a lot of emotions, a lot of things that I felt, which was to be expected. Like, I expected it, but I don't think I really truly prepared myself well. So, in moving forward, um, coming up on the anniversary of our miscarriage, I am preparing myself. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys today is just how I'm preparing myself for the anniversary of our baby loss, of our miscarriage, and things that I'm going to be doing. I'm putting in place to make sure that um, I take care of myself during this time emotionally, spiritually, um, and other ways to just ensure that I am being proactive in self care, I guess I should say, just self care, um, and emotional care, caring for myself. So I have four things. I got my notes, but four things that I'm going to be doing to prepare for the anniversary of my miscarriage coming up next Thursday, of my husband's and my miscarriage coming up next Thursday. So number one, I will be, or I have already. Initially, I deactivated my Facebook and Instagram accounts, but I said I'm going to log in out of all of my personal social media accounts. But So here's the thing: I have my personal social media accounts, and I have my ministry's social media accounts, and so um, they're kind of all connected. You know, connected through the app together under one password. And so if I log out of my personal social media accounts, it kind of affects a little bit my ministry social media accounts. And so initially I had deactivated my Facebook accounts, and I just logged off of Instagram. I didn't have to deactivate anything there. But I deactivated my Facebook, my personal account on Facebook, and my professional account on Facebook. But I recently just went back in and reactivated them simply because it was very difficult for me to be able to still post on um, the ministries page, which is my predestined one, to be able to post on that page and still encourage and share. I had someone, or I have someone, excuse me, I have someone that's a part of our ministry that's on our board who currently does posting for my predestined one, and they help with that, and I'm so grateful to them for that. But I still kind of want to be active on the ministries pages as well. Although I'm coming up on the anniversary of my miscarriage, I still want to be active on the ministries page. So I'll still be active there, but I'm not going to be active like posting or sharing anything or whatever from my personal page. I think the most I'll do with my personal page on Facebook is just go into our online support groups and share encouragement or video, whatever I feel God lays on my heart. Um, I'll go there and that'll be about it. But I won't be doing a bunch of posting until, you know, I get through the anniversary of our miscarriage. I probably won't be doing any posting until um, the end of this month. So we'll see. I don't know. It depends on how I feel, what I'm feeling, and how everything's going on. But as of right now, one of the things that I'm doing is logging out of all of my personal social media accounts. I won't be active there. So my pages again are not deactivated um, on Facebook anymore. Um, but I won't be active. So if you look me up on Facebook, you will still be able to find me, but I won't be active on my personal accounts right now. That's just because I just want to. I don't know. Like that's just something that I need to do personally because I don't. It's just a way of taking care of myself emotionally. That's the only way, the best way I can put it. It's a way of taking care of myself emotionally. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm logging out of my personal social media accounts. And so you'll be able to find me. But again, I won't be posting and interacting much there on my personal social media accounts. I'll be more active on our ministry page. And so, number two, the way I'm preparing for the anniversary of my miscarriage is I'm allowing myself to feel and grieve. I am allowing myself to feel and grieve. Um, since October 31st, when we initially found out about our pregnancy, up until this present point, and when I say October 31st, I mean October 31st this year, the anniversary of finding out we were pregnant last year. So since October 31st this year to present, I've just kind of been kind of like in my own world a little bit. Um, Again, like I said, I haven't been posting on social media, haven't been very active there. And I just um, got back active on the ministries page, on my Predestined Ones page um, yesterday. And so, um, yeah, so I don't know, like I'm allowing myself to grieve and feel, but I'm not allowing myself to linger and stay in that grief. When I feel like I want to cry, when I feel what I feel, I allow myself to feel that way. I allow myself to process what I'm feeling. I allow myself to feel and to grieve. Um, but I'm not going to linger there and allow myself to stay there, but I am going to allow myself to grieve and process. There's nothing wrong with grieving. There's nothing wrong with feeling. There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with yelling or screaming or whatever it is when you're grieving. But you can't stay there. You can't stay just lie there in that grief and never pick yourself back up because that's when depression is set in. That's when, several different other things are set in. And so for me personally, I am going to allow myself to grieve, to cry, to yell, I might be angry or whatever, but I am not going to allow myself to linger there um, in that place. So I'm going to allow myself to grieve. That's number two. Number three, actually, that was number three. um, so yeah, so that was supposed to be number three, but I shared it as number two. But number three, something else that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be asking close friends or family to pray for me leading up to um, leading up to the anniversary of our miscarriage next Thursday. People that I know that I can call on and say, hey, I really need you to cover me in prayer this week because um, the anniversary of our miscarriage is coming up, and it's been really tough. And this is something I should have already done. Now that I think about it, I should have did this like before October 31st, before the anniversary of um, our positive pregnancy test. But I didn't do that. I didn't think to do it. But anyways, nonetheless, I'm going to be reaching out to some of my friends, people that I trust, and people that I know that know my journey, know our story, and asking them, and that are prayer warriors and intercessors, asking them to cover me in prayer. Um, Starting today, like immediately, just covering me for the pretty much the rest of this year, just covering me um, and just praying over me. And so I have a few people in mind, and so I'll be reaching out to them, asking them to, like I said, just intercede and cover me and pray for me. So that's number 3. And then number 4, um, something that I'm going to do. I'm going to write a letter to the baby that we lost. I am going to write a letter. I never thought about this. Something I never thought about, but I'm going to write a letter to the baby that we lost. And so that's something that I'm going to do. I think that's going to be very therapeutic for me, to just write to my baby and pour my heart out, and again be able to process and just be able to share um, my thoughts and just everything that I feel about not having this particular baby here. That's supposed to be, what, 3 months now? Because my due date was July, I think July 9th. So they would be 4 months now. And so, yeah, so I'm going to write a letter to my 4 month old, and just talk, just share whatever I feel, whatever comes up, whatever emotions, whatever feelings, I'm just going to share. So those are the 4 things that I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be active on my personal social media accounts on Facebook or Instagram, only my ministry accounts. I'm going to be asking close friends of mine and family members to be covering me and praying for me, leading up to the anniversary of our miscarriage and beyond, for the rest of the year, to just cover me and pray for me, and allowing myself to grieve and feel, but not linger or stay there, and writing a letter to the baby I lost. So those are the 4 things I'm going to be doing. And if you've recently gone through miscarriage, if you've lost a baby, or you're, coming up on the coming up on the anniversary of your miscarriage or baby loss or the death of your infant, um, share with me in the comments some things that you do to kind of prepare yourself for that time, or to kind of get through that time. I'd love to know. Um, I think, us sharing what we do, during that time, sharing another sister, something that you do during that time can actually be, helpful for another individual. So those are the 4 things I'm doing. Share with me some things that you do on like the anniversary of your child's death, or the anniversary of the miscarriage, or the anniversary of the baby loss, or the anniversary of the due date. Like, what are things that you do to kind of prepare yourself to cope, to that's healing for you, comforting for you? Like, share those things, because I love to know they'd be helpful to me right now. Um, so yeah, so that's it. This is getting very long. I didn't mean for this video to be this long. But thank you guys for watching. And I just pray for all moms and um, out there who've lost a baby. My heart goes out to you, because it's not easy. It's very, very difficult. It hurts. Um, it's confusing. It's a lot that you feel, and no one um, expects to lose a baby. Nobody. You don't go into pregnancy thinking, oh my God, I'm going to lose this baby. You go into pregnancy thinking, oh my God, there's life growing inside of me. And you anticipate and expect that life to continue to grow, and for you to birth that life, and for you to nurture that life. And when that doesn't happen, you have to come to terms with the loss of a dream, the loss of an expectation. And so my heart goes out to all of us who are dealing with miscarriage, pregnancy, and infant loss. My prayers go out to you all. Um, I just pray that you would make sure that you have people that you can confide in and trust and you can reach out to and tell them how to support you, how to be there for you during this time. Because sometimes people don't know how to support, they don't know what to say. And sometimes some things they say they may think is helpful, but is really not helpful. So, with us in this community, even the infertility community, trying to conceive community, preemie parent community, miscarriage and pregnancy loss community, like communicate to people how they can support you, what is support for you, what they can do for you that will be supportive. Let them know so that they can be there so that they can support you. So I pray for us, I pray for you, I pray for me, and you guys stay encouraged. Know that God loves you, He loves us, and He'll never leave us or forsake us. And He came to give us life and to give it more abundantly. And He comforts us. He comforts us. He is with us. Um, he heals the brokenhearted and the wounded in spirit. And so just remember that. Just remember God's love for you. Just remember that when you're walking through tough times and tough situations like a baby loss or infertility, NICU, God is with you. He never leaves you. He never forsakes you. He loves you. And He's going to see you through it. He's going to see us through it. So I love you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, just share in the comment section and I'll get back to you. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to try to be posting new videos every Friday. So yeah, so go ahead and subscribe so that you can be notified of when I post new videos and share. So I love you guys. Have a great and amazing and awesome Friday and God bless. Mwah.